After a long, exhausting 4-year battle in Europe, the Canadian troops finally got to return home to their families. Oliver was one of these soldiers returning home to his grandma, Granny Annie. 61,000 Canadians were killed, and those fortunate enough to return home were broken in mind and body. Oliver was conscripted at the end of the war and was lucky enough to never experience battle.
The Roaring Twenties was a time of prosperity and fast growth in industry, manufacturing in the cities. After World War I, technology advanced. The automobile replaced horses and other leisure appliances were created. Prohibition was introduced by the US, influencing the massive smuggling of alcohol. Stocks were high and the economy was good until Granny Annie and Tanya were heading to the bank. Little did they know.
October 29, 1929, also known as Black Tuesday. The stock market crashed. Stocks were overvalued and prices were falling. Everyone was trying to convert their money, and many lost everything. This led to many homeless and hungry people. Others were left unemployed. A total of 27% lost their jobs. The gross national product dropped 40%. What the government thought was a regular downturn ended up being the longest lasting economic downturn in the history of the Western industrialized world.
Many farmers were forced off their farms due to the dust storms, bugs, and drought. While looking for employment, these men would ride the freight trains illegally from town to town. Some would run next to the moving train and jump on while others would ride the rods underneath. The railroad bull, however, would make sure no one would ride the train. Other officials had sympathy and would look the other way if there were no valuables on the train. As the train was reaching its destination, the hobos had to jump off before the train stopped and they were caught. Many people lost legs or their lives to riding the rails. In many cases, they had no other choice but to hop on the freight train and look for work.
Single men took a different approach to unemployment. In 1932, Bennett created relief camps. Relief camps were a way people could live and work. Men would receive 3 meals a day, 20 cents a day, health care, a room, and board, in return for physical labor such as building roads and cleaning bush. Men were sick of the hard conditions, such as low pay, lack of recreational facilities, isolation from families, and the use of military discipline.
The relief camp workers decided to protest. They asked the province for higher wages, 8-hour days, and better working conditions. The province didn't have enough money to meet their wants, and when they asked the federal government for help, they turned them away. The trekkers decided to take the case to Ottawa in 1935. They started in Vancouver and rode the CPR rails until they were stopped in Regina. Bennett ordered the RCMP to stop the trekkers, but many tried to continue on. Bad blood between the government and trekkers was formed.
'Cause baby, now we got